Might only have 10 runners in the Thursday Day 1A in Luton because everyone wants to try this new satellite. So a case 9 suited raises to 1.3k. Rainbow action flop, top pair, top kicker versus up and down backdoor flush draw. So Steve got an easy continue here. And Jacob up and down. Opts to raise. I guess it's okay. We've got the up and down. We've only got 7 high, never going to be a shoulder backdoor spade, but always mentioning about value hands when you're bluffing, what values he got here. Is he ever going to raise a set? Probably not. So 2 pair, you can't really have out the small blind. So it's basically repping a hand like aces or kings that he's flatted out the small one. This 4 on the turn's terrible for us as well. From our perspective as Jacob, our value now decreases even more. Like if we did raise a set some of the time, this now makes it less likely. And I'm surprised that he actually raised flop. Gonna need help on this river. Gonna need to find an 8 or a 3. It's the 10 of clubs. Now sitting here with 7 high. Looks like he's going to go for it. Looks like he's going to go for it. Reckon basically a boat here now, or a hand like aces or kings with a club in it. And I'm snapping this off if I'm massive. It just don't make too much sense, Tower. Like, well, you can't have 2 pair calling out the small blind. Your set's probably only going to raise this block small frequency, and now it's less likely once there's only 1 combo of 4s on the turn. Like 9s isn't going to raise this flop ever, so let's exclude that. Like 5s maybe some of the time, and 4s maybe with bottom set couldn't raise a higher frequency. But just the way this hand's played, it don't really make too much sense for me. I know we can actually see he has the bluff, and we can see the whole cards, but even without that, I think we can easily find a call here as Asif. Like, and the thing is, if he's got like aces or kings here with a club, and he's just played it very well, and you tap the table and you say nice hand, well played, and you pay him his chips, but we don't have to be worried about a 10. We can't have a 10 in this spot. It just comes down to whether he has actually got a boat. 5-4 suited, maybe if he's got 7-6 of spades here, he might have 5-4 suited, but no, he shows him the ace-9. I'm so surprised that bluff's got through there. Just really think about the hand and what hands he's supposed to have for value when he raises that flop. It's basically, like I said, 9 should always be flattened. 4s and 5s, it's just 4 combos. It's probably not always going to raise the sets either, so maybe that reduces the combos on that. Maybe some sort of 7-6 of clubs then. I guess that's in there as well, 7-6 of clubs, 6-3 of clubs. But still, I'm grasping the combos here, guys, of sort of value hands he's supposed to have in that spot. So I'm surprised that wasn't looked up by Asif, but nice play from Jacob. Nonetheless, had the heart to go for it.
Absolutely.
Wasn't really repping too much. Like, it's mad how it changes a hand, like just from one position. If that was in the big blind, it's completely different, because then he can have 9-4 suited, 5-4 off, 9-5 suited in there as well. Although you actually go in front of that. Looking at the board pairs. Yep. Just a surprise to see the fold. Nice play from Jonathan.
23 minutes to go until the end of this sesh. And then more of the same. For the final 2 levels when we change players for levels 9 and 10. King 2-9, just a flop set for David Doherty. Ace 4 brings a bit of that few outs for Spand in C number 3. Andy back.
Got the wheel draw.
He needs a really nice river.
Yeah, the way he's run today, he's played very well actually as well. I can't take that away from him. But wouldn't actually be surprised to see the 5 roll off. But it's 7 of clubs. Is it white flag time?
Yes, please.
It comes down to, do we think David's ever going to fold a king here? Like, I wouldn't even mind the triple, setting him in. But hijack, he's going to have king, queen, king, jack, king 10 in there. All these hands that will call twice. And it looks like he is coming in. The third barrel hasn't gone big. Looks like 12 is 12. And David's got the easiest shove of his life here. Yeah. He's going to move all in. And obviously we know what Span's going to do. I don't need to tell you that one.
There's a lot, and there's a snap fold. Back to the ice cream, says Spand. Let's have a look at the app, see how many's in the satellite, shall we? $114. $114 players in the satellite. Price will at £8,550. 12 seats. Just short of. Amazing. Just short of 12 seats for the satellite. Very nice indeed.
So a C 4-3 under the gun +1. Makes it 1.3. And David with the Cowboys. Incoming free bet. Don't need to go no bigger than 4K here. Looks like that's what he's got counted out. Maybe a smidge more. 4.4?
4 times that 4. Only me. You fold it to everybody else. You literally folded every other hand that he plays.
Interesting. He had this same scenario earlier against Asif when he had the queens and opted for 3x, and this time
is this a racial battle?
for a little bit more, just under 3.5x. But same result, gets the job done. There's the stack sizes. You look at Span, still chunks, 1, 2, 5.
4 out of 4, like he's passed every other hand, every other 3 minutes. Bro, all I see is you just look up at my change and go, yeah, now it's time. I don't think you look at the card. You look at my race first, then you raise, then you look at the card. I've seen, I've noticed now. Weak opponent. Sweat. Get quality.
So 9-8 suited for Jacob here. Makes it 1.5. Both players catch a 8, but the ace-8 has the 9-8 out kick, so Span hops into the lead. And got to be wary now as Jacob after we've been called on this flop. It's a king-king-8 rainbow, so thinking about range of hands Span's supposed to have here, it should really only be an 8 or a king. Not really too much else in there. Maybe a hand like ace-jack or ace-10. Ace-high can be good versus the hijack opening range some of the time. So a bit of 3k on the turn. And Span going to have to call once more here. Our hand's too good in this certain situation. And this river's always going, oh, I was saying always going check, but both players river in a boat, and Span's actually been rivered here, did have the best of it. And Jacob going to come in for a small value, 5k. And this is difficult here for Span, because what Span's going to be thinking, Tower, is I've obviously got a king or an 8 here now. After I call turn, I have to have a king or an 8, or maybe a hand like 9s or 10s that are potentially not elected to 3-bet pre-flop. So that's all we can have here. So the fact that our opponent's still firing, it looks like he really wants to get called by potentially an 8 type hand. So maybe Span's just going to give Jacob credit for aces, queens, or jacks in this spot, because it's just a spot that's going to be under-bluffed so often because of us calling twice on this particular board texture. And I wouldn't actually blame Span for folding this one. I always get 4-1 in the call, but like, what are we expecting to be? I know we got a boat, but this is basically what we're hoping for. We're hoping to be chopping against an 8x type hand, but this spot's just so under bluff.
Yeah, it is cool.
Getting that price, he eventually flicks it over, and they're going to chop it up. But can't blame him for tanking now. I don't think I even want to blame the fold. Maybe getting 4-1 on your money is a bit too tight. I think if we saw a bigger size from Jonathan there, we would have seen Span fold that one simply because what I spoke about. It's just an under bluff spot, and once we will flop, our opponent should be aware we've got a king or an 8 or some ace highs. The turn bet's going to fold out our ace highs, so then our range gets condensed down to a king or an 8, and then he's still firing river, and for that size as well. So it looks like he's really trying to get value from an 8, but obviously Span made the call and they chopped it up. 4-1, probably a big factor in that one.
Gary Bennett, Paul Rigg, Gary Stephen Smith, Vikram Digpal, Guy Leithley, Vidar Khan, Phil Clark, and have all been eliminated from the tournament. So we're down to 47 from 126. Mr. Jake, how are you? What's happening? You've not changed much on that picture I saw on social media earlier on. You've not changed much at all. We shall let you know, right, young man? Nice one. Jack Hardcastle, he's going to make it through today too, as he always does.
So blind on blind. My favourite part of poker in tournaments. Not a fan of it in cash, to be fair, but in tournaments, a lot of fun, a lot of battling going on. So let's see, fires once more, 3.1. And in Span, I'm not folding just yet. I'm going to call once more here with my king. Thing is, you expect Asif to raise a lot of his ace-x pre-flop. So having a king here, we're going to be chopping with a fair amount of king X, other than king 10 and king queen. Everything else is 2 pair. And this is a bad river for us to span after the flop bet. It's just hard for a Steve to ever have a 9. Wow, he checks his back a Steve. How did he check this one? Really thought we'd see value try and get called by a king or a jack. Span can't have a 9 in this spot after he calls flop, unless it's a turn 2 pair, which may elect to play it a bit faster. So the 9's pretty irrelevant. It's just the fact that Span has a lot of king and jack X here as well, and we really like to see a river bet. Maybe he's worried about getting raised, but what's supposed to raise us there other than queen 10 that's been very trappy.
Go on, I've got to go.
Maybe left some value on the table. I think Span may have found the hero fold, but would have been a difficult one because that river made me chop with all other king X as well. So we've got John limping in for 600. Steve makes the complete in the small, and check from David Doherty in the big blind.
Flop time, 6 king 8, 2 hearts.
So dummy end gut shot for David, not much else for either player. John being the pre-flop opener. Looks like he's counting out C-bet chips. No,
Just at number 18 on the roulette.
And now, Asif gonna call here with just a gut shot on the turn.
7 of spades hits the river.
Oh, now he's gonna bluff it. He seems like a really fun player, Asif. He seems like he'd be fun to play with, and the bluff's just not going to work. Once again, it's what we repping, 9-10, maybe river straight. Obviously, peeling with a gut shot on the turn, that's the misstep in that hand. You just want to fold that one, especially out of position.
Afternoon, good evening, Paul. Paul Beasley. Good luck, everyone. Another great live stream. Thank you very much indeed. From Chippenham. Is that Essex? Chippenham. Good evening, Gary. Gary McGaffney. Good evening, sir. Chippenham. Sounds like Essex. Google. Where's Chippenham? Just Google everything. Wiltshire. Nowhere near. What's a cloud?
So Jacob pocket 4 as raises to 1.5, and it's raise and take.
The brave man sat on table 3, sat down here at satellite. Got a Man United shirt on in Leeds. Very. Oof. Tell you what, brave fella. Man United shirt in Leeds. Oof. Brave man. Didn't realise you were a fancy dress comp, though. Guess what I got tickets for next Tuesday? Surely got to be the specials. I don't know anybody else on tour.
The specials.
Aye.
Who are they?
That's your mum. Band that started ska music in two-tone in the 70s. Well, they revived it in the 50s, I suppose. The specials. Terry Hall. James Bond premiere at the Royal Albert Hall. Now that's some tickets.
Yeah, how'd you get your hands on them, Gary?
If I'd have sat here till next event in Leeds next year, I would never have guessed that, because I had no idea James Bond was coming out. James Bond world premiere at the Royal Albert Hall. Wow. They wouldn't have been £10.50, would they?
The Badger, Clive Brooks. How we doing, mate? Hope you're good. Long time no see.
The Badger.
The Badger. Joe Way's the Badger Tower.
No.
Always flops a set. Always has a set. She's the Badger. Sets everywhere against that man.
You can't even get me. He's going to the World Royal Premiere. 1,000 tickets are on sale to the public. Good on you. That's not bad, 200 each. You want to see the Queen? Wouldn't have thought the Queen was a James Bond fan, but... Very nice indeed. Have a fantastic night at the Royal Albert Hall. Oh, Queen's not going. Why not? It's a royal premiere. It'll be Harry. No, it won't. It'll be William and Kate. Harry's not royalty anymore. Nice one. Have a fantastic night, get it? At the Royal World Premiere. When does it come out for us mere mortals?
I have no idea, Tower. I'm in no man's
Thursday?
land. I didn't even know there was a new James Bond coming out, to be fair.
Me neither.
John opening to 1.2, and it looks like David Doherty's involved with unknown holding to us.
Why has it been folded?
Not sure. I'm not sure.
Absolutely no idea. Why has Dave Doherty's cards been folded? Why is Seat Sucks not in the hand either?
Cheers, Clive. Glad you tuned in, mate. Hope you're well.
Well, we butchered this one. Sorry about the holdings for the players. Oh, we're rewinding. I can tell. The graphics has disappeared. Queen 3-7. Now we've got the right people in the hands.
Knight of Spades on the turn. And John just coming in for a double barrel, but same as before. Not really sizing up here. Not really going to fold out too many hands with this size. And it's 9 on the river. And check from John, and David going to come in for a value bet now, and should just see a quick fold from John with the ace-10. Don't beat anything unless it's 5-6 suited, and it has to be of spades. Well, maybe not a spades actually, double gutter on the turn. Always going to be mucking that one.
Leaving it on the ace and put big 10. See how the
Okay, that says curious if there's ever been a female winner in the GUKPT main event.
Not
There's
yet.
not. We've had a couple of seconds. Tai came second once, didn't she?
Yes, you did indeed.
And we had Rennie Scher who came second in Leeds
Yep.
in 2017.
LA Biasek came third. There's been quite a few thirds, I think. Quite a few final tables, that is for sure.
Hijack open from David. 5 minutes left of the session. Raises to a 1.3. Tommy in the big blind. Easy hand to defend here. Heads up. Any ladies about?
Yeah, talking to ladies. Queen, queen, queen. Happens like once every
Oh, it's
60
that?
zillion hands.
Just
Talking
mention-
about the ladies,
Yeah.
talking about winners of a GKPT being women. The ladies come out on the flop, all three of them.
interesting to see if David runs it here, Tower. Like, it don't happen very often, but especially in cash, I really like when you're the pre-flop opener, just running it on these boards with trips. And like, if they've got quads, they've got quads, but I've just always been a big fan. I've never ran like that sort of line for any sort of sim or anything like that, but just from experience and sample size of how many times I've done it, it's been a bit of a print spot. But it really does just put pressure on a whole host of hands, like fours in this scenario. We've got the aces, we've got the kings, and I'd be interested if David does run it, but no, he doesn't. Yeah, obviously the big blind can have a queen still, and would just call twice with a queen. But, I don't know, I'd love to see numbers on it, but it don't happen very often, a trip ball coming when you're the opener, but I'm just a big fan with the big pairs in your range of just running it on those boards, always have been. Just think about all the hands your opponent can have. Like, they can only usually call down with the quads, and it's so hard to have quads in that spot. They've got 2 whole cards. They need one of them to match the 3 on the board, which is just so unlikely. And a lot of the time, just free barreling will get the job done. And then the times you free barrel and get raised, you know they got the quads and just get out of the way. But it's a line that takes a lot of heart, but I think it's a line that can be very profitable in the right games or at the right table.
Any ladies about for the ladies?
And Spans, I got the 9. Yeah, ladies for the lady now.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Well, Span's not flopping a set, and his suits are both covered, so he's going to need to make a straight or bluff to win this hand.
That could be the last hand.
Could be.
If it's a drawn out hand. Oh, there's the case lady as well. Just to cement the deal.
So it comes in for half pot, which just under, I don't know, 1.5. Even smaller, I like it. Much prefer this than half.
There can't be a 9 on the turn, can there?
No, they're all in the muck.
They're all in the muck, are they? Check, check. Is Jessica checking?
Yeah, she will be Tower, I think.
No, I thought she was tapping the table. Didn't realise you were playing with a chip. That could be the end of the hand.
She's given Span 4-1 his money here. Like, thing is, she's got to be aware at this table. Like, she's been pretty snug. Saw her not open the 10-9 suited. Like, she'll be aware that her image is very tight. So, really like her choice to go that small on the turn. Like, if we're not going to check and we are going to bet, I really do like the smaller sizing that she opted for. And,
that's a cold one. So when you see the river. What's the river, Dave? Dave, what's the river?
and it's just a brick on the river and Span.
Well, we knew it weren't a 9.
Now faced with 11k, and if I'm Spanned here, we're probably going to find this fold. Ace Queen, King Queen, Queen Jack suited, all going to take this line. But what Span might be thinking is probably not going to go this big with Queen Jack, King Queen, Ace Queen. So it's basically Kings Aces, boat, quads even a possibility.
This is the last hand of the session that Span's involved in with Jessica.
I think he will fold it Tower, just because Jessica plays very solid. Very solid player. Like, you don't expect her to just triple off in this spot. She's been snug all session since she sat down at the table. Like, are we really just going to expect her to barrel off with a hand like Ace King here? And it's not even like a backdoor flush draw where she could have like Ace King suited that turned the backdoor flush draw. That's not even a possibility out there. So calling the turn, getting 4-1 on money with position, seeing what she does on the river, I guess is fine. And now once we're faced with this bet, it's should be a pretty clear fold from our perspective of Span, because what bluffs is she meant to have? What hand is she just going to triple off here with? And I can't come up with many. If you've got one in the chat, let me know that she could potentially have as a bluff here. Like, oh wow, Span pays it off. Non-believer.
Just pays off. Non-believer. The non-believer. Span drops
Nice
200,000.
man, Jessica.
Jessica up to nigh on 50. We will see you in 15 minutes for the final session of the day.
My friend is my best friend who lived 2 doors down from me and was really close with my family. He'd just gone to a local sixth form college, and this was obviously a year or two after the Moneymaker thing, and you've got Greg Raymer and all that. So it was basically the exact point at when professionals started winning the World Series main event every year to when amateurs started winning every year. So they were. I was in year 11 at high school. They were going to, well, as loosely say, they were going to college. They were just going sitting in the canteen and playing every day, and then they'd spill home at night, and they'd just all be playing around my friend's house. So like I sort of got introduced to it at 15 years old. Yeah, I've just got thrust straight into it with the older lads, really.
Well, we got in at 15, so you could have been the Kelster 15, but
Yeah.
2008. Yeah, before you started playing live, you got a massive result online. You come 5th in the full tilt 750,000 guarantee for 33,000. That was July 2008. What
Yes.
did it feel like winning that much money at that time?
Wow, yeah, because I've just turned 18, and like it was pretty crazy because I did have a little foray into online poker before I was 18, but this was yeah, this account was my own account and everything, and yeah, I, I hadn't really even I'd played tournaments and I knew that I had sort of like a winning style in them at this point, but this night was crazy. I'd hardly even played any $215 buying tournaments before, and I bought into this one, and it was mad. I ended up getting a big stack, and it was the first time that I'd ever actually stayed up all night, sort of playing poker. So you had a break every 5 minutes past the hour. Well, actually, it wasn't even a synchronized break. This was pre-synchronized break, so it would have been whenever the tournament started, an hour play, then a 5 minute break. So yeah, this one I just remember going to the wash basin every hour to splash some water on my face, and I wasn't tired, but I wasn't tired because I was pumped full of adrenaline. But yeah, just my little routine. I'd been probably the longest I'd ever played a tournament up until that point, or been in a tournament, was maybe 4 or 5 hours play, and this one was. We're now 13 hours into this one, and I'm just going to the toilet, flicking some water on my face. Yeah, and it was really, really exciting. And I was thinking I was chip leader 2 tables left, and it was like $180,000 for the winner, I think, and that's just madness because I think I started the day with $400 in my poker account or something. So yeah, that was definitely what got me a massive taste for online tournaments for sure.
Did that go straight to a bankroll, or and let you play bigger tournaments?
Sort of, but then I was very yeah, I was very, very naive in my early days. So I just used to I just thought I was the best player ever then, and then I would often go and play like high stakes cash games and things, and like experimented in that way. I managed to withdraw a chunk of it, but yeah, like I was very I sort of loved just to jump in at the deep end, and yeah, definitely had a different career path to most when it comes to that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Well, after you'd had that nice score, you started to venture into the live poker. Your first Hendon mob was back in 2008. Can you remember what it was?
So when I just turned 18, I used to go in the closest to casino to where I lived in Chorley at the time, which was Bolton Casino, and that was actually back in the day. That used to have some amazing cash games. They'd have like a 2-2 game every evening at the Grosvenor. That was actually where the first ever GUKPT was, wasn't it, Bolton?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the first ever one.
Yeah, and like the games in there used to be crazy. Like I couldn't even dream for games in there these days. But yeah, I used to have a little go into there. Me and my friend would go down, and we saw it advertised on the internet as like a £3 rebuy tournament. Anyway, so we went down. Just thinking, okay, well, we're going to go and play this tournament. It seems quite cheap. It's only £3. Anyway, we realised about 5 minutes into the tournament that £3 actually gets you one set of chips, and that lasts about 5 minutes because everybody's just going all in, every hand, rebuy. So yeah, we opted for the freeze out tournaments then, and I was having a little bit of success online at the time. So like, I actually was playing a lot bigger online when I was 18 than I was in the live ones. And I did a little bit of research, and I found out there was a place, Casino 36 in Stockport, which had some games. And they were they were £50 rebuy tournaments and £100 rebound tournaments, and they had a really big cash game there. So yeah, it was weird, but I went down there and I was trying to get in at the front door, and they were sort of saying, yeah, you've got to be 21 really for this one. Anyway, I ended up on some sort of technicality. They ended up letting me sign up at 18, so I was just forever known as the kid in there. I was like just by a mile, and I was playing every night with people like Ali Milou and everyone. So yeah, I've known those guys really, really well for over 10 years now, and that's sort of my first exposure to the poker circuit.
You went to Gala at Leo's.
So Gala
second for 1200.
Right, yeah, I remember it. It was a Gala at the Liverpool.
That's right, yeah.
It was like a Sunday evening, the last tournament of the Gala Poker Talk. Yeah,
that's right.
I remember it
well. February 2009, you had another big score on Full Tilt. You must have liked Full Tilt at the time. The Sunday Brawl.
It was by far
third for 40,000.
Yeah, the Sunday Brawl, I think that one was.
That's right.
Yeah, it was by far the best, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people would probably say the same. It's by far the best poker site ever. Just in terms, like, people just used to go on to rail the cash games. Like, you didn't need, a lot of people were just on there not even playing. You had all Phil Ivey and Tom Dwan sat, and Gus Hansen and Patrick Antonius sat with all the big money in the cash games, and it was just yeah, for me, like it was the greatest poker site ever, and I just really liked playing that on there. Yeah.
Yeah, you scored for 40,000, but the following month you played an EPT. Is that what you bankrolled yourself into the EPT with?
No, the EPT was a funny one actually. I was playing on PokerStars, so this the following month, yeah. So as soon as I got the 40,000 score, I withdrew a little bit from Full Tilt and put a bit on PokerStars, and I ended up qualifying through the step system. So I bought into the $82 step. And this was a sit and go, so the top two got you into the next round. And yeah, I bought into the $82 step and got into the 215 and the 630 and the 2,100. And anyway, I'm then in the 2,100 playing for an EPT Dortmund package, and I get heads up with the little Italian guy. Do you remember Dario Minieri?
Oh yes, I do. I know the name.
Yeah. I was heads up with Dario Minieri, and I think I ended up trapping him, and he made a big bluff, and then I called it off, and yeah, I was super excited about that one. I managed to get the €5,300 buy-in, and I got the Hilton hotel free and some money for flights. So I told my friend we're off to Dortmund in Germany.
667 runners there were, and you were chip leader with 70 left.
Yeah.
Now, was you nervous? Was you excited?
It was a crazy experience. Day one, I just sort of was playing pretty tight and didn't wait. I couldn't really get many spots day one. I was finding it quite tough. And then in the last level, I got a big double up with 9s against 4s and bagged a moderate stack for day two. And then day two was just an absolute whirlwind. I think I had an interview with Poker Stars actually at the start of day two, and then I've got on this table, and I'm just running absolutely berserk, like, but I'm sort of painting a picture that I'm this really tight kid who's just like satellite in for this really big tournament. Like every time I sort of make a crazy move, I'll show a card that perhaps makes it look like that I had a strong hand or something. And they were all buying into it, and I was just going, I was literally just putting the foot down, putting the foot down, putting the foot down, and then I'd even find a situation where I'd like flop a set or something in a massive pot, and I remember it was because it was so early on in my poker career, but I just the amount of physical chips I had in front of me at one point, they had to stop the floor people had to stop it and come up and color them up. So yeah, that was crazy.
Was it true you had aces 3 times in a row?
I think I might have had them twice in a row. Instead, I had them 3 times in a row.
Tell the bloggers anything.
Yeah, I mean, I was really trying to exploit my image because I had a table that I could run over, and I wanted to sort of paint the picture that I was this young kid who'd qualified, who really wasn't really looking to put much pressure on, and then sort of do the opposite. Because when my style online at that time was just going absolutely ballistic and trying to run people over. So I felt that the best way to sort of be able to do that was to paint a picture that I was doing the opposite.
15th for 20,000. Annoyed?
Yeah.
Happy?
So yeah, the TV cameras came in for day 3 or day 4. I think it was day 3, with 24 left. So that was really strange. I had to sort of like walk up to the camera at the start of the day and hold the card and flash it. And then there's a guy actually I know quite well now called, I think he's called Johan Storikers. He's a Swedish guy, and it was €1 million almost for first place, and there's 16 left. But I wouldn't say I was nervous. I was quite enjoying it really. And then
Dower, you're supposed to stick the sound on, you see. Stick the sound on, people can hear you talking. Leeds, GUKPT, final session of the evening. I can see you and Nicholas. I can see, who else can we see? Who can we see? We can see you and Nicholas. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Rob Laminis, Chris Howden in 4, Usman Ulak in 5. Here he comes.
I'm here.
Running round back, running round. Be careful. Be careful. Final session.
Ready to go.
47 left. 126 played day 1A. Great number again. Last time we were in Leeds 2 years ago. 83 played day 1A. We're now on 126. Kev's line of 454.
It's looking all right.
It's going to be close. Very close. So, shall we crack on with final session?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, we've got one thing to show you. 30-30, bottom right corner. It has changed from Southampton. Is it Portsmouth or Portsmouth now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's changed from Southampton.
We advertised it as Southampton earlier for the week 5, which is Portsmouth, Berrynwood Road and Glasgow, on the 20th of October to the 24th. It's not Southampton anymore, it is Portsmouth. Make sure you're there. Make sure you know the difference between Southampton and Portsmouth. Don't turn up in Southampton. Towersend, when are you no, we're not. Apologies, it's now Portsmouth. So back to the table. It is now Portsmouth and not Southampton. But we're now here, all sorted out. And we are down to the final session of the day. 2 hours of counting, plus however many hands at the end of the night. Cheers.
So, James Jagger's back.
Moves like Jagger.
Moves like Jagger. Ewan McNicholas in 1. Robert Lammer is in 2. Chris Howden. Good to see him back in 4. Usman in 5. Thomas Harvey 6. James Jagger 7. Gary Bennett 8. And Anthony Hughes is in 9.
I'll give it back. It's nice. I can feel my back getting close. I will. Yeah? I saw it because you long term thing. Sorry when you stretch this, I stretch it. It's gonna be worth it, right? What's the blood? I actually didn't mind that as much as
Folds to Ewan, top of the National League, in pole position to win the Player of the Year. Only 2, or less than 2 months I should say, to hold out. Robert Owen on the button. Usman here in the big. I'd like to see a free bet from him, especially versus button opening range. Just going to have the best hand here almost always. So somewhere around the 6k remit, 6.44x. Yeah, 6.6, nice and big. What I like to see out of position. And action back on Robert now with ace-9. And wow, just insta calls. I think Usman's going to be doing this lighter than expected. It's heads up action. 8-8-6 rainbow. So Ram Usman here going to be coming in for continue more often than not. We've got backdoor clubs. It's pretty dry board texture. Going to be hard for our opponent to connect. Go around 4k, around quarter pot. Don't really need to go that big, but he's gone for 5, which is just over third. Oh, he's gone 3.5. I didn't hear the announcement. So yeah, like it a lot. Going really small. And now Robert with ace-9. Going to be hard for him to continue when it just gets out of the way. It's the thing about this ace-9 call on the button versus that free bet. It's better to peel like an 8-9 suited type hand. The hand's going to flop more draws. Going to just have better playability rather than an ace-9 off type hand. Although, from a hand ranking perspective, obviously it's better, but you've got to be thinking about post. You're just going to hit more boards with those type of holdings than you are with a offsuit ace-X.
Don't forget the online promotion that's coming up with David Hay in the next few weeks. 7 players are going to be playing against David Hay in an invitational tournament down in the Vic in London. Every week there'll be a £3,000 guaranteed free roll. The winner of the free roll will play a live invitational sit and go with David Hay, where the winner will get £20,000. Great effort. More news to come on this, but it's a great promotion and we are looking forward to seeing David A. The boys will be there streaming this event, which will be on the Wednesday night.
Tower's going to be at the table, filling the 9th seat.
Well, that's what I'm expecting. I've already worked it out. There's a spare spot. It's got to be for somebody. It's obviously got to be me. It has to be. I can't think of anybody else. So yes, but it's a great promotion online. Plenty going on online for the rest of the season for the David A promotion, and obviously David A will be in conjunction with Goliath again in 2022. Looking forward to that. David Brent. No? Don't know. Oh, The Office. That'll be that Ricky Gervais fella then. Okay. Very slightly. Obviously never watched it.
Now, this is interesting because blind on blind here, and Usman's actually opted to check raise the turn with King Jack, and the Jack 8, which I assume was going to be thrown into the muck, obviously is double gutted, makes the call, does have position. But, what's our play on this river? Is Usman going to fire, or is he going to give up? It's hard for him to, like, hands he's repping on the turn. Basically 2 pair plus 7-8 for the turn nuts. But completing small blind, he will have a whole host in that. Plenty of 2 pairs, 7-8's going to be in there as well, and he's going to continue to tell the story he's got one of these hands. And maybe it's a lot to do with the check back on the flop from our opponent. Once our opponent checks back the flop, you don't expect him to ever have 2 pair plus, so he's going to be capped at 1 pair a lot of the time. So Usman just applying pressure to all those hold-ins, hands like 6x, 5x, even Queen X is going to be in a tough spot if it elected to check back flop. But maybe Usman just doesn't give him Queen X here too often because of the check back on the flop. So maybe applying pressure against a 9x type hand. And as well as that, all the draws miss, the hearts and the diamonds both brick out, so they're going to fold anyway. And if he did have like a nut flush draw, ace-x of diamonds or ace-x of hearts, he's going to raise them pre versus our complete. So we're not actually worried about those hands because they're going to be coming in for a raise blind on blind when we complete in the small. So this ace is pretty irrelevant. So just really trying to target a hand like a 9, 6 or 5. And I know we can see he had the best hand, but nice move from Usman, just thinking about the hand and gets job done.
Jack is down to 16,000. Must have had a bad move.
Charlotte, you got a beer?
You are?
Got a beer?
Go on, get in front. Yeah. Shelton's running with you.
Huh?
You Shelton's one for that one. Get your back after. There you go, Steve.
Yes, sir.
I'm guessing Thomas weren't thinking about calling river there with Jack high. He was obviously thinking about coming in for a raise himself, but can't credibly represent too much. 7-8's probably going to free bet the turn on that particular board texture. Like I mentioned, 2 pair very difficult to have once we check that flop. It's in a turn 2 pairs we should really have. So Gary, ace queen under the gun, playing 22 bigs, going to be opening this one. It's 1600. Usman will get involved again here. Just going to call here. I hope, no, he's going to free bet. Wow. Surprised to see. Oh, he has called. Sorry, I thought that was free betting chips, guys. Reason it's better to call this spot, just he's aware of Gary's stack size. We don't want to free bet the ace-9 of diamonds and get ripped on because we just have to fold. We want to take a flop in position with this nice holding that we've got here. We actually flopped the best of it. However, Gary does have the second nut flush draw. Action checked around to Usman, who's going to check behind. 5 of diamonds on the turn. So Jagger picks up a gut shot, and if we're Usman here now, it's been checked to us twice. I'm going to feel fairly confident that our ace-9 is the best hand, so want to be coming in for a bet here, not only to deny equity to some holdings that our opponent can have, but we can also get value from worse. Jagger in the big blind can call with hands like 8-6, 8-7, 5-6, 5-7, those type of holdings, and as well as that, some sort of fair ace of hearts might be out there. So Usman coming in for a bet of 7.7, okay, and Jagger who has opted to check his top pair twice, will make the call. And Gary comes in behind, getting this price with Queen of Hearts.
Does he river it? No, he doesn't. As he loves is the biggest brick you could ever imagine.
It's just going to check through now, and Jagger's going to take the pot. Wow! Wow, Gary, what is he? He's just gone for it. 14k into 11. And Usman folds, and this is interesting. What are we supposed to have here as Gary? Like, I'm trying to come up with a hand that takes this line, checks flop, checks calls turn, and then just rips it in the river. Like, is it the nut flush that takes this line? Maybe? It's just so hard for Jagger to call there with just the king, the way the hand's played. But wow, Gary got the moves. Gets two better hands to fold. A nice play from him there with the ace-queen. So surprised to see that river lead. I just really thought he was going to check through, and Gary, fearless, just sticks it in with air.
$30-30s next week, Reading, Leicester and Blackpool. £400 event, $50,000 guarantee. Online leg as always, and there's an online GUKPT main event leg for Edinburgh as the team head up north next week. Proper looking forward to it. Love that city.
So Ewan opens to 1.8, and Gary 8 for hearts in the big, not choosing to defend, and Ewan's going to take that lead.
Yeah, Reading, Leicester, Blackpool next weekend, 2 weeks after, on the 20th to the 24th of October, which is the week after Luton. We're going to Portsmouth, Bury New Road in Manchester and Glasgow. That's at Merchant City. And then the final 30-30s of the season, Wednesday the 10th of November to Sunday the 14th, back here in Leeds, Luton, Bolton and Edinburgh. Jay's just gone off for 10, bit of supper, deserves it the lad. So the bond release date is the 30th of September, thank you very much, which is next Thursday. Well, we'll be in Edinburgh, so unless James Bond decides to come to the Maybury, we won't be watching it. But as we know, Gary McGaffney is going to the Royal Premiere with Prince Charles. So blinds 4-8, level 9 of the day. End of level 10 is when play comes to a halt with however many players are left. At the moment it's 45. Right, the big man's in the building. Cardoon Direct's very own Mr. Andy Booth. See, you've got a streaming a day early in London this year.
We've got a what, sorry?
Streaming a day early in London.
We are.
Yeah, for the David Hay promotion.
Yeah. What if we get down on the Tuesday, not the Wednesday?
Yeah, love it. Great promotion.
Yeah.
3,000 guaranteed free roll every week.
Is it 7 plus
7
plus Mr. Hay
Yeah.
plus you?
Obviously.
Obviously.
There's an empty seat. Yeah, it's a fantastic promotion. 3,000 guaranteed free roll, and the winner of the free roll gets a seat to the invitational for David Hay.
What's the prize for winning the sit and go?
20,000 pounds, I think.
Is it?
Sure, it's 20 grand. I've only mentioned it once.
Is it 20 grand?
I think so. I think it's a big one. I didn't see it somewhere. Maybe I've made it up. Right. Maximus Amos. How much is the buying? £750. How many runners? 127.
I don't think we're at home now, are we, for 2 months?
Yeah, the Haymaker knockout, free to play, 40,000, over 40,000 to be won. Update, more to come on this very soon, the Haymaker. I don't know where I got the 20,000 from.
40,000?
No, 40,000 in total. Over 40,000 to be won in total. That's 3,000 guarantees plus whatever you get for winning it.
Oh, so all 7 players are guaranteed 3 grand?
No, the £3,000 guaranteed free rolls. So there'll be tokens and money for that, and then whatever you get for winning the invitation.
Right.
Cracking promotion.
What happens if David wins it? He won't.
That I don't know. Yeah, yeah, you just saying he won't.
Very capable now, isn't he?
So we have an all-in and a call. Ace-8, 2 pair for Thomas in seat number 6. Anthony in seat number 9. That's the ace-queen. He is the guy at risk is Thomas in seat 6, but he has the best hand, top 2.
Like a high before, would be good. Another water.
So, ace queen, ace 8, top 2, all in on the turn. Oh, just to fill it up, the dead man's hand, the old ace 8. Easy game. Whatever David Hay wins will go to charity, says Katie, who says hello. So plenty going on. Plenty going on. So the ace-8, the dead man's hand, gets himself a double up. I think Anthony's down to about 3,000 by that. All in on the turn. Looks like he's got more than 3,000 to be fair, isn't it? Ooh. Thank you. Yeah, and don't forget the 30-30 in Southampton has been changed to the 30-30 in Portsmouth in mid-October in a month's time. So if you were planning on playing Southampton, it's now in Portsmouth.
Buy those two. So it's a cushion and the back one and the back. I mean, worst case, return them, but you won't return them. Trust me, you won't return them. Go to any chair, like a kitchen table, put it there, and then you live large.
We have to go to Vegas now to see Simon Denman, don't we? Moved over 2 or 3 years ago. I bet he was glad he did it before the pandemic hit. Flipping heck. I bet he's glad he did. Now then, Mr. Jagger, he's all at risk for his last 11,500. Anthony. Probably the best person on the table with the 9s, as James Jagger won't be eliminated if Chris falls, which I think he will. So 8s for Jagger. Anthony in seat number 9 has got the 9s. Short stack has just lost a big hit with ace queen against ace 8. I am Akapak, Chris Johnson. Yeah, unlucky today, Chris. Back again. You've had another great score. Well done in Birmingham for the 30-30 that was there, and another cash as well. Well done. And we will see you again tomorrow. It'll be a busy one tomorrow, I reckon. Day 1B always is. So the 9s look like getting themselves a double. Yeah, Mr. Denman is. I think he's made quite a few. I think did he not make something like 3 or 4 final tables on the trot? It was really weird run he had, but also very, very good. But yes, Chris, we'll see you tomorrow. It will be busy in Leeds tomorrow. Look forward to another great day of the GUKPT. Going well over the 200,000 mark again. Hi John, John Perkins watching on YouTube. He's going to play the main event in Blackpool. Awesome, John, awesome. You've got to have a poker fix, and Blackpool is the place to get it. Good luck when you play, young man. Be good to see you at the tables.
Little walk for Chris with the king of 10.
If you go back, you'll see what I searched.
Yeah, just catch up with the chat, talking about Simon Deadman. Was some player. I remember I only just started playing when he was crushing. Not sure what he's up to now, but always used to crush this scene. Is he? Lives there? I know he's with Shola, yeah, they were together. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah. Evening, Chris. See you tomorrow, mate. Unlucky today. So, under the gun open from Thomas. Going to get some action from Usman, who's got Jack 5 suited in the big blind. I've noticed every time it goes to a flop and Usman's in the hand, he seems to close his eyes and visualise the cards he wants to see on the flop. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, or whether he's visualising something else, I don't know, but I'm going to look out for that and see if he does it on every flop. This one has caught a piece in bottom pair. Thomas continuing here. King 7-5 rainbow, going to have plenty of bets on this board. Street Soul lover, definitely a defend. Plug it, 100%. It will make you big blinds. Do not want to be folding, getting that price on your money. Heads up, equities are always running so fine pre-flop. There's just no scenario. Jack 5 off probably going to fold, but there's no scenario I can see where Jack 5 suited's ever going to go into the muck from a competent player. There may be some recreationals or fun players out there that play a bit tighter. But you'll see the really good players on this tour will have the best results. They'll be defending hands like 9-4 suited, 9-3 suited, I've even seen in there, 10-4 suited, all these type of hands. Also comes down to how confident you are going post as well, out of position. Usman Rivers the best of it here in 2-pair. And going to come in for some value. And Thomas here could actually go beast mode with this particular hand. We've actually got the nut bluff hand here in terms of these pocket 10s with a club in them. Ace 10, 10-9, both left lightly. I know it's hard for our opponents to have 10-9 because of the flop action, but you may pull once that size with Ace 10, but we've got the 10 of clubs in there as well. But the thing we got to think is what hands Usman got to the river with here that he can value bet. Might come in for some thin value with a king after turn goes check, check. But I can plausibly see why Thomas is tanking here. 8-9 misses, 8-6, 6-4. Usman's going to defend all these hands, but makes the correct decision, doesn't get sticky, and Usman going to take that one with a Jack 5. Oi, oi, bingo, how are we doing, mate? In the chat.
So we're good to see John Perkins back playing in Blackpool.
Was John Perkins the one that come to Goliath that time, all dressed up? Or am I thinking of the wrong person? Coming like a poker suit or something extravagant. I can't remember what it was, but it was something someone did, and that name rings a bell. Let me know, John. It's a long time ago. So Gary under the gun +1. Opts for 3x here. Taking it back old school. That's the one. He wore a massive ski mask, didn't he? Cheers, Kev.
I remember Russo Placido from Scotland doing exactly that as well. Be good to see you again, John. And we look forward to Blackpool because Blackpool will be extremely busy all week, as always.
Can't wait. Got my thermals already because it gets cold up there. It does.
It doesn't.
Especially on that by the sea. It's scoff.
Don't forget to bring your clubs. Nine deuce, the Montana banana flop.
And Gary being the undergun opener. Thomas, that's unusual. Donks for a sixth pot and manages to just get it through. The 9-9 deuce just comes in with a donk out the small and neither player interested. Yeah, Kevin's going to be a really good week. And anyone tuned in thinking of going, get yourself down there or up there for me. And it's definitely one of the better legs of the tour. They're all good, but Blackpool, it's just got a really different feel about it.
I think with obviously poker just coming back and there's obviously not as much competition at this moment in time, a lot more players have decided to stay on a GUKPT for the week. Like even London, they played the main, they played the 30-30 or they played the mini and then they stayed. Manchester was exactly the same. And Coventry, it was like Goliath.
Yeah,
you saw people nearly all week for Goliath. So people just think they're a bit excited that they can play decent buy-ins, decent run comp, and still enjoy it. And I think the numbers have certainly increased because of that. Starting with the 30-30, then dropping down to the mini, and then going back up again. Great. Yeah, John Perkins, it was in the schemas. That's what you mean. They were great. Good to have you on board, John. And keep wearing that ski mask.
You might need it in Blackpool.
It might be snowing. You might need the skis to go with it. And for the first time, you'll get to see the illuminations. Because they're staying on.
Yeah, that's true.
Because J.R. Wood's in town, they kept them on.
Could be why. I wish it was why. Robert opening ace-4 suited. Looks like it's a 2K. I'm just waiting for some graphics to catch up. And I think Chris has free bet, so raised to 1.8. We've got Chris Howden free betting the pocket queens to 5.2. Usman in the cutoff here. And thinking about this one, unaware of his holding at the moment. Hopefully the RFID will pick it up. It's this cold 4 territory. Wow, cold 4 from Usman here, repping a big hand. Kings, aces, ace, king, all in there. And against Chris's stack size as well, we should probably have some jacks and tens as he's happy to get it in for what would be around 30 bigs against Chris with these holdings. Jacks and tens probably going to be in there as well, but Chris with his stack size, it's just going to move all in. Usman's going to snap it off. And it's going to be queens versus
Usman's
ace king, I'm guessing.
King, probably.
The spud's usually good luck for a flip, so I'm guessing it's probably ace king. There it is, ace king of spades. So off to the races.
Chris at risk, needs to avoid and stay in front. Never feels like a 60-40.
Well, that will be that, unless they can find a queen or some running Broadway possibilities. Oh, there it is on the turn! So he's going to get a double up, just needs to fade a jack. And Usman, who looked like he was out there. Oh, it's a jack on the river.
That's ridiculous.
No way.
Who's just fixed that deck? That's ridiculous.
That didn't just happen. You've gone from I'm out the door to I'm in the door to I'm back out the door.
Wow.
What a roller coaster of emotions that hand must have been for both players. Oh God. Highlight reel, I think that one will be.
Usman, all right.
Highlight. Give it
Usman just gone. That'll be the highlight. Love it. Wowzers. Just wowzers. Wow.
Oh yeah.
God, that's great.
Amazing.
I had a 1 out on the penalty.
Unlucky, Chris.
Second time to get a
Like, unlucky. Well. Oh, man. The queen on the turn.
Yeah, that's the thing. I went from saying Chris is out the door to Chris is doubled up to Chris is out the door in the space of 5 seconds. Oh, it's lovely when we do get hands like that on the featured though. There's probably a few that go out on the outer tables, but when we get ones like that on the featured, it is nice. It's good to watch. It's good entertainment. Obviously not for Chris.
Jagger's got the moves.
He's got the 10s, but he's run into the ladies of Anthony.
Oh, and Jagger's short stack, the 5k is at risk against the ladies.
9,000.
Well, plenty of action. That's what we like to see. I'm not sure what Robert's up to here. I know it's a 12 big blind shove, but it's been an open, under the gun, a shove and a reshove. Ace-8 is just in a world of trouble against these ranges. Maybe not Jagger's range, but especially Anthony's range. He's in a world of hurt against Anthony. He's never got Ace-7 here, unless he elects to put it in with a hand like King-Queen, but even then, we're still going to be 60% at best. We're either going to be 60% or around sub 30% drawing to 3 out. So into the button it goes as it should do. And Jagger going to need to find a 10.
So, King 9-7.
Some plausible backdoors for the pocket 10s. 8 of clubs would be nice. 9 of spades, so that leaves us with 1 out. Where's the 10 in the muck? And it's the 4 of clubs.
There ain't no satisfaction for Jagger. And out he goes. I can't get no. Ba-da-da. Unlucky, James.
He's going to hate being on this feature table. You know that, Tower. People are meant to enjoy it. He'll watch it back and always going to be a joke.
Seat open. James Jagger departs. So that takes us down to 40 runners out of the 127 that have played day 1A.
Is that including re-entries, Tara?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. 91 uniques, 36 re-entries. Over 33% re-entered.
It's the norm these days. I think not many people come to a poker tournament with just one bullet. They'll fire and fire again until they make day two, and it just seems like it's the norm. You'll have the few out there in the field that want a seat, which will only be able to have one bullet, but more than not 90%, I'd say, maybe even more, would definitely be coming to play this tournament with the option of more bullets if need be. And it's great because it makes these huge prize pools that you just don't expect to get, and it gets these numbers, and people are just playing for a lot more money than they expected to be playing for when they originally first entered. So it's just great to see. And the poker community just booming at the moment, all turning up to play these events. It's really, really good time for poker. Anthony on the button here, King Queen wants to be opening this one. And Ewan having a little quick glance over at his stack. Ewan with the deuces might just shove it. Nope. Nope. Oh, I thought Robert was shorter than that. It looked like he was shorter than Anthony. I thought Ewan might rip in 25 bigs with deuces versus button open, and someone less than 25 bigs in the big. Opted to let it go.
The blinds are now 1,000, 2,000. With a big blind NCL, 3,000.
How many did we end up in the satellite? How many was it? Let's have a quick look on the app, the Poker Live app. I think it was something like 120. Let's have a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cash tables running as well. $114 it finished with. They're down to 30, and it took £8,550 for £750 seats. So that's 9 seats and 11 seats and a bit of change. All right.
What's the prize pool?
85.50.
Yeah, 85.50. Yeah, spot on. 11 seats and 300 for 12.
11 seats and a 5-seat game, 2 satellite. Fantastic. Well done, everybody.
He's going to make it 1.7. Anthony here with 26 big blinds. Just going to opt to call the ace jack in the cutoff. And Robert in the small pocket fours. He's playing 27 bigs. could potentially. I don't think Robert looks like the player to make these sort of moves with these pairs after an open and a call, but especially under the gun open, actually probably less likely to be moving in. But late position in the flat could be moving in with the pocket fours for this many big blinds. Doesn't choose to move him, but decides to free bet them, and it does the same job. Nice little move from Paul. And we've got a player coming to the table. If we've got another one, that means that we're down to 5 tables.
Gary McGaffney says, will the Stones call it a day after Charlie Watts? They've just done the first gig in, I think it was Los Angeles. The first one since Charlie died. And they got together on stage and just had a minute, and they got a massive round of applause and carried on with the tour. So they'll eventually call it a day. But they've just done the first gig after Charlie Watts passed away. They're all 72.
It's a 72.
I don't think so. Might be. Jagger looks good though, doesn't he? Mick Jagger is 79.
79.
No, 78. 26th of July 1943. 78 is Mick Jagger and still going on. I didn't actually realise he's a Sir. Why does nobody call him Sir Jagger? Sir Mick of the Jagger. Didn't realise he was 78. I thought he was younger than that. It's amazing. Amazing longevity of the Rolling Stones. Amazing.
It's a long day. You play from the start, it's a very long day. For anyone.
Folds around to Ewan in the hijack, going to open the King Jack, and Roberts in with the 6-5 suited. I have on Robert here. I'm going to incorporate a free betting some of the time with this hand versus someone like Ewan that's going to be opening the right range of hands here in the hijack. And if we're Tom here, we're definitely going to be leaning more towards free bet now. Hijack open, cut off flat. We've got ace 10 on the button, and very nice there from Tom, just picking up that pot uncontested, winning 5.6k, adding 7 big blinds to his stack. Basically, not doing much, just coming in for the little squeeze and that, getting it through. Just good understanding after Ewan opens hijack. He's going to have a whole host there. The flat from his opponent on his left means that he's not going to be too strong, so we've got the ace 10 and just take it down uncontested. Nice play from Tom.
So we're on 5 tables. Ewan McNicholas back in seat number 1. Rob Sherwood sat in seat number 4.
from Usman here. I'm definitely free betting against this stack size. Then again, it's 25 bigs. Maybe go a pinch smaller than 4x, something like 6.5. Give ourselves room to fold if we are ripped on, but this is definitely a hand that we can incorporate a free bet bluff in. Suited Will Ace. He just may be a bit wary of stack size. Maybe if Robert had 5 big blinds or more, he maybe take this spot more often, but he's still going to go for it. It's good to see. I really like stuff like this, and Usman does opt to free bet this hand. No, it's just called. I thought that was a yellow. It looked like a yellow. And Thomas going to call now with the King 7 getting this price, but I'm pretty sure the way Usman was tanking there, if he had 5 big blinds more, probably would have attacked that button open with this particular hand, but because of the 25 big blind stack and we are out of position, we will need to size up a little bit more. Just opting to call and take a flop with this hand. Queen 9-3 rainbow. So complete whiff for everyone. Usman's still with the best of it, and Robert 10-6 of diamonds here, not elected to continue. 5 of diamonds on the turn, and if I'm Usman here, I'm probably going to lead this spot. We're going to have King Queen, Queen Jack, Queen 10, those type of holdings. Queen 9 suited here in the small blind, but we didn't choose the free bet. So I really like this decision from Usman to come in for a lead here with his wheel draw. Especially after the original opener checks back, you expect Robert to be betting all his Queen Jack, Queen 10, King Queen, Ace King, his overpairs on the flop. So just attacking that really, and we see the call from Robert with his flush draw. And 7 clubs on the river. Now action back on Usman here. And we've got to be thinking, what hands are we trying to fold out when we come in for this double barrel? We're pretty confident the way the flop played. Our opponent's not going to have too much Queen X. He may have a few Queen X that he checks back, but he's not really going to have too many queens. So, like, probably the best hand he can show up with in this spot is a hand like Pocket Jacks. And if Usman is aware of that, then he is going to go for it. It looks like he is. I know we can see in this particular scenario, it's just 10 high for Robert, but it's still a nice spot to bluff because we're just going to apply pressure to like all the 1 pair hands. It's hard for him to have a queen, like some 9x at check back flop. Tough time to pull in. A nice play for Usman there, aware that his range has plenty of queens in it as well from the small.
Want to play too many times with Rob Sherwood, Usman Ulak. Good hand from him right there.
Logs, how are you doing, Logs? Are you coming to see us in Edinburgh? Good evening.
That's our cool Logan. Oh, Logs. Good evening. Hope you're well. Not sure. Wrong answer. Well, if you do drum, don't forget the tonics. We're partial to a box of 73. Just don't bring Janie tablets.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, sugar on a stick.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Diabetes on a stick. Oh, right there.
Like you bite into it, you actually feel your like teeth rotting away as you're eating it. It's like, oh, it's like just too much sugar. It's too much sugar.
Only 84%. Here I am, brew, followed by a tonic tea cake. Oh, Edinburgh next week. We cannot wait. You can tell the people that are playing the satellite and the people that are playing the main event. Walking past with water, walking past with Stella and Guinness. Which is which? Where are the new satellites kicking in Luton?
So
The
Robert,
new satellite, start with 10,000, first to get to 100,000, get yourself a seat, see you later, go home.
off you go. You'll be out there.
Love it. Oi, oi. Run into it. Gary has run into it.
Ran right into it. Unlucky for Gary, not much he can really do. He was always going to go in with these stack sizes pre.
Yep.
Going to need to find a lady. They've been out in force today on the feature.
Indeed. Not help at the minute.
Not in backdoor clubs there, so going to have to find a queen on turn or river, and same scenario applies. Needs a queen, or we're going to lose Gary Bennett from the field, and it's the 9 of spades, so Gary going to head to the rail.
Yeah, the ace is
Quick.
well. It says it leaves in 3,000.
It looks close, it does look very close.
Yeah, we'll soon find out what the stack is, but if not, he's on fumes.
My mistake, aces were at risk. Gary left with what is 3k, we believe.
Is there a GUKPT Edinburgh Live satellite on Saturday? That I don't know, because it's not part of the GUKPT. There is one next Wednesday, and there is one next Thursday live in the club. If there's one on the Saturday, it'll be run by the club itself.
So easy open for Thomas with ace-9 here, once folded to us on the button. Just having a quick glance at the stack sizes. If Anthony is really short, say sub 15 bigs, he could just move in, especially with Gary's stack size, but it looks like Anthony has more than that. Raised to 2k. Yeah, Anthony playing 22 big blinds. Not going to defend the 8-5 off, and just raise and take Thomas there. Yeah, it's 9. Yeah, Logs, the satellite for Edinburgh, the 2 live satellites. The first one's on Wednesday night, and the second one is on the Thursday night. So they're the 2 days for the satellite. We're coming down to play Edinburgh. Have we got it here? Is it still there, Tower? Should we have a look?
Let's have a look.
There we go.
There we go, right there.
There you
Look
are.
at that,
There you
that,
go.
That over there. That there.
Oh, that way. There we are. So there you are. That's the rundown for Edinburgh. You see the satellites there on the Thursday and Wednesday,
And they've also added the bounty on the Saturday as well, which is really, really
a
good.
little side of it.
Absolutely. So thanks for that. Luton's schedule is in the app tomorrow. The full schedule has been released. Starts on the 6th of October. On the Wednesday as we come back from Edinburgh on the Monday. Fantastic events. 30-30s and mini mains, Omaha, they're all there. I'll be on the app tomorrow on the new structured satellite, where you start with 10,000 and you get to 100,000 chips and you win yourself a seat and you leave the table. As we look at Gary, it's all about timing. Unfortunately, he's just run into Bobby's ace king.
You're fist pumping 3 big blinds and you see ace-10, and
Yeah.
it's just not been his day today, Gary. This is his 3rd bullet, I believe. Sure, we'll see him back tomorrow if he doesn't find the 3 outer here, but going to need to find the 10. Well, it's now changed. He's picked up an extra out. Broadway draw. Jack would now do the job. 3 of hearts changes nothing. Going to need to find one of the 4 remaining jacks.
Can he find the hook?
Ooh, it's paint, but the wrong paint, and Gary Bennett this time will be heading to the route.
Unlucky, Gary.
And a small one to pick up there for Robert. As the blinds have just gone up, it will be next hand, 500, 1,000, and that means we're into the last hour of the day.
Indeed it does.
Don't forget as well, guys, for all social media, you can find us on Facebook, Grosvenor Poker, at Grosvenor Poker on Twitter, and for all your live stream coverage, /GUKPT on YouTube and Twitch. So another guy open from Robert with the King Jack, makes it 2.1 under the gun +1, and Usman in the hijack, gonna free bet the Ace Queen. And Robert's just got an easy fold now. King Jack under the gun +1, bit on the loose side, and instantly punished by Usman on his direct left. Plenty going online as well, guys. I should mention on the online client on Monday at 7 PM we have our GUKPT closer, 50k, £110 buying on that one. Satellites every night for £30. Can get into the £30 one from £5 feeders as well. And live stream free roll for us on Sunday will be taking place, £250 live stream free roll, and the winner gets a seat into the 50k close up for the Monday. There are free rolls every day on the client. Monday to Saturday we do have a £50 free roll, and Sunday £200 free roll. There's plenty going on all the time.
There's also 2 online day ones going on the Wednesday. 30:30 online day one as normal, and this Wednesday coming up, online day one for the GUKPT Edinburgh main event. First ever one. With it going to be in a very short festival because of the restrictions during COVID and coming back from lockdown. They've decided to run an online leg for the main event. Good luck if you are playing. It's a 30-minute clock, same structure as the live event. Play it, good luck, and we'll see you in Edinburgh.
Yeah, and if you prefer your cash online over your tournaments, we do have a rake race online on the Grosvenor client as well. It started the 17th of September, so you can still get involved in that. I know we're nearly a week into it, but it's definitely still prizes to be won. 12.5k for the mid-stakes and PLO and no limit hold'em, and 5k for no limit hold'em for the lower stakes and lower grinders out there. They are all going on the client. From top with the Queen 10 and Robert 8-3 off. Not going to check his option, he's reaching for chips. I don't actually mind this when we're stone cold bottom of our range in the big blind. Like come in for a raise, and then if we whiff the flop, maybe just give up. So there are times we can get lucky and catch a piece, but this hand's just got terrible playability. We just want to try and take it down here pre-flop if we are coming for the raise. And on this occasion, Queen 10's got an easy call, and it's heads up blind on blind.
6-3-5, 2 hearts.
And there it is, hops out into the lead, bottom pair for Robert. And it's hard to make a pair on blind. Tom's going to have a whole host here. So Robert coming in for a continue for 3k. I'm going to take that one down.
So around about 60 minutes to go until the end of the day. 127. We've played day 1 here so far, and we're down to 37.
It's Anthony opening this under the gun +1 off of 17.5 bigs. I think if he had 2 big blinds left, he would have been shoving this one. That's how much of a difference it makes, just a couple of big blinds. But because of the 17.5 bigs, he's going to opt to open this, and this is why, because once we do get faced with a free bet, we can just get out of the way. And this one here, King Queen suited in big blind. Just lets it go, and I'm a big fan of that as well, because you've got to be wary of the stack size of Anthony. A lot of the time Anthony may just choose to jam. Wow, he's called here. This is definitely a leak here to up from the man in C9. Calling is the last option. If we really want to go with it, we're going to have to shove, but calling, we're just burning off more of our chips when we're this short that we need to be saving. Sometimes we're going to get,
literally going to go check bet folding.
Yeah. It's definitely a mistake there from Anthony in C9. Wants to either be folding almost always when someone free bets us off of this stack size. That's the reason we open this hand off of 7.5 bigs rather than open shoving it, so we can fold to a free bet and just proceed next hand, invest in 2 big blinds. It's fine, we still got 15 bigs, but once we start calling the free bet out of position, we're basically hoping to get lucky, punting a little bit and trying to get some chips from sucking out on our opponent. But in this case, the 10's held, and just going to have to fold the King 10 there.
Yeah, I think so.
Top, King 10 in the cut-off. Leeds wants to be opening this one. He's got the chips.
The blinds are now 1,000, 2,500. With a big blind NCR, 2,500.
Let's raise and take.
Warren O'Brien says, hi guys, is this schedule for Luton going to be uploaded onto the Poker Live app? Yes, tomorrow it is going live on the app from tomorrow, but a sneak preview gives us Wednesday the 6th of October at the start of the festival with the 5 seats guaranteed. Main event satellite. Thursday will be the 30:30 start. Don't forget there's the online leg as well of the mini main. There's the PLO on the Wednesday, main event satellite on the Wednesday. Thursday is the main event, and the main event satellite, what are we calling it? The new satellite, what's the new name for it? The cash out satellite. Basically you start with 10,000 chips. Once you get to 10x, which is 100,000, you win yourself a seat and leave the tournament. Simple as that. So that's what will be happening with the brand new satellite, cash out satellite on Thursday, the October the 14th. Main continues all the way through, and then the final bounty on the Saturday night. Seniors and no limit £200 on the Sunday, and the main event final table to be concluded. That is roughly what's happening in Luton.
Don't forget as well, day 3, get your bets on the sportsbook. We're going to have a live book running as well. If you've got any friends or family left in the field, come the final day, you will be able to bet on Grosvenor Sport. So get involved, everyone. I'm going to jump back to the action here because Anthony has got top pair, opted to play and float, like it, check into the aggressor, but Robert didn't choose to continue this board. But he is going to make the call here on the turn. Does have the nut high hand in the form of King Queen, and Anthony moves all in for his last 2,000. And Robert obviously wasn't aware of this stack size on the turn. I'm guessing that's why he called, because I think if he saw the stack size on the turn, okay, it's a graphic error, it's just been changed, it's not 2,000, it's 4.5k back, so he's getting just under 5 to 1 with his money. Called it off here with King High, but what we're expecting to see, maybe he thinks we're ahead of a hand like King 4 with the King of Spades, or King 5 with the King of Spades. We are ahead of some of those, but they're going to be defending against our early position open. They're only going to be defending if they're suited. The offsuit variety might go into the muck. But I guess it's an ace or a flush, because a deuce isn't going to bet turn. So we can exclude that. So we're basically, it's an ace, a flush, or a bluff from our opponent. Like we beat King 10 with the King of Spades, I guess, King 8 with the King of Spades, and Anthony's going to show him the Ace 10, and Robert, you're going to have to show your hand, you're going to have to show everyone you call the King High. I can't actually blame him for that one. The price he was getting on a call, the fact that we can credibly beat a couple of bluffs out there, a few factors that made him flick that one in with just King High.
Yeah, it's the only time you have to show your cards when you are calling an all-in bet. Anthony gets a good old-fashioned. Around about 45 minutes to go until the clock gets paused, and we then decide how many hands we're going to be. How many are we going for? 6?
It's always 6.
Day 1A is always 6. Well, I don't even know why they flick for it. Absolutely no idea. It's always 6. Always. 6. 6. 6.
Do you want one more tea for the remainder of the
That's a
day?
great shout, young man. Go and have a wander. Full cup of tea. Good lad. That's plastic. Cheers. Off for a quick 5 minutes as we head towards the end of the evening. "45 minutes and counting." Tom raises 2.3 with Ace King. Ewan McNicholas gets out of the way. No leakages with a 9-6. No defend. Not. Final level of the day. Thanks for tuning in all day long, guys. It's been absolutely awesome, as always. Cheers, Anthony. Oh, chili pops. Where have you been? Where have you been working? Jay just got himself off to make the final cup of tea of the evening. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been a great day yet again. 127. Played day 1-8 so far. I don't think there's been any buy-ins for a long time. We're down to 36 players. Oh, nice one, Chili. Care for autism. Absolutely fantastic. Hope everything has been good. Well done on what you did. Apparently it's some kind of golf over the weekend. This is the first Ryder Cup I think I've worked for about 10 years. What are the side events on Saturday and Sunday, says Paul? Saturday's side event is the bounty. Side events on the Saturday is the bounty, £170 in, starts at 6 o'clock. 15,000 starting stack, knock out a player, and every time you do it you get £50. And then Sunday, 2 side events, because the seniors is on at 1 o'clock and the £200 no limit is on at 4 o'clock, while the main event concludes here in Leeds. And then Monday we have the closer online. Sabriebas. Thanks guys, off to bed up early for work. Catch you tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for watching. Sab Sabre Urabs. Is that right? Sabre Urabs, Sabriebas. I like that. So whatever you're doing over the weekend, check back with us at any time you fancy. We're here for 12 hours a day, every day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we'll do it all again next week.
That's the thing, yeah, it's going to be crazy. Finish on Sunday and then we're back again Thursday.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often at all.
3 days off, it's like I've got a proper job. 3 days off and back at it. Oh, I'm looking forward to Edinburgh. Really nice city. It's going to be interesting to see the turnout we get up there.
Yeah, especially with the online leg as well. Have to keep his eye on that. See how many people make it through it and how many people actually play the online leg. The first one ever. It won't be a regular thing. Because Edinburgh's not a full festival, they decided to stick an online leg on, especially with Blackpool, Reading and Leicester having the 30-30s that weekend as well. Giving you options. As a poker player, that's what you need.
Thomas, Ace Jack suit in, makes it 2.5. Raise and take.
So you're gloating about it, I guess.
Best way to get into a big comp like this, Lodge, is definitely a satellite. The £80 satellite's live in the club, a great value. 11 seats and a bit of change here in Leeds today for that said satellite.
Here, pocket fours under the gun +1. Going to be opening this one. It's 2.3. Robert here, ace do suited on the button. Go either way. The way I've seen Robert this session, I expect him to call. He can mix in a free bet with his hand some of the time. Has mixed in a free bet. I like it. I like to see it. Action going to be back on you in here with fours, and it'll be difficult for him to continue there. Be surprised if he puts another chip in this one. Out of position here, small pocket pair. If Robert was deeper, he may choose to pill. Well, he is going to pill. Robert playing 34 bigs. Ewan, I know, very good on his theory of the game. Rangers should be peeling to a free bet in this scenario. +1 versus button, and opts to kill the fours. And Robert plays that hand very nicely, takes it down with the ace-2 suited. And nice pick up for him there with the worst hand.
Final 45 minutes or so of the evening. Less than half an hour to go before the clock is paused for the 4-5-4-6, which is what it usually is. Why do you do a 6-7-8?
Because the way it usually is, the time that the clock's paused, if it's at 10 minutes, it's meant to be 2 minutes per hand. So 5's the middle card, then they go 1 card above, 1 below. So if it was at 8 minutes, it would then be 3, 4, 5.
Right. I see.
What would you prefer them to do? 6, 7, 8 tower?
No.
Would you prefer that?
No, I just didn't. See, the idea of pausing the clock is to stop players slowing it down and manipulating the clock. If you know it's going to be 4, 5 or 6 on 10 minutes, you can do that anyway. As a seasoned pro and a player that plays regularly, you can slow down the play. And most of the guys don't recognise you doing that.
But saying that, like, as a seasoned pro, if you are a pro, you want to be playing as many hands as possible to realise more edge. So, like, maybe for the recreational to understand, but even if as a recreational they're doing it, you can see they want to make day 2. It's good for you because you can start putting some pressure on them in the last few hands and try and potentially pick up some uncontested pots. But I think as a pro, they're not going to be doing that. The only reason a pro would be doing that is if they were counting the hands and seeing whether they'd be in the big blind when the number are drawn for them, so they miss their big blind before the end of the day. That's the only reason, like, from an intuitive perspective.
I'm guessing that's just about full orbit, then, isn't it? By the time you're done, you've got 6 and you're trying to slow the clock down. Yeah, that's why they do pause the clock and then choose a certain number of hands. I've got some huge news.
Huge.
Enormous.
How big?
Probably the biggest.
Yeah.
Andy Back's been eliminated.
Spanned.
is out,
yeah.
and we don't know how.
He had 150k.
He had,
Where's it gone?
he had enough chips to share them round the table, and still everybody had above average stack.
Someone bagged up that for day 3 in Coventry.
150,000. We knew he got off to a flyer.
Yeah.
We knew he got off to an absolute flyer.
No, there we go. Ricky Kebabs, he's in the know. He got it in with 7s versus Kings on 10.72 for a 200k pot. Can you guess the River Tower?
Oh my days.
Can you guess that 4%? That 4% that does come
It
in?
wasn't a 7.
4% of the time. 1 in 25 shot for chunks.
Oh my days.
25 to 1 shot to hold after the turn.
What a day for Spand.
Yup. That is not a nice hand to hear.
Wowzers. That is enormous.
Yeah, that's an enormous pot. Do we know who it was against, Ricky? I only want to hear Ricky say one name. He said afraid not. Just relayed it. What can you do in this game? Sometimes you can play so. He was playing so well on the feature table as well, and
Yeah, it was.
you get it in that good, and that is good getting it in when your opponent's got 2 outs post flop. It's just some of the best shape you can get it in, but like I say, some of the time the maths just gonna get there. You can't always hold, you have to lose that small percentage of the time, and unfortunately for Span this time was then.
Yeah, absolutely grim. Danius says, when's the Blackpool schedule out? He will be out, probably released while we're in Luton. I am guessing Blackpool will be out when we're in Luton, and we'll advertise it and we'll get it on the ticker like we do for Edinburgh. Like we do for Edinburgh.
Not that one, that's that one, I know with that one, I know with that one there, that one there. It was mid-tee goal.
We'll do that. We'll do that. The next leg in Edinburgh for Luton.
I think
And then we'll do that for Luton for the next leg in Blackpool. And that's exactly what we'll be doing. So that's, yeah, that is exactly what we will be doing. We'll be doing exactly that. So, but that is the schedule for Edinburgh that's coming up next week. Don't forget you can play a online leg, and there's new bounty that's been added on the Saturday night, and also satellites on the Wednesday and the Thursday. So Edinburgh is right there. We'll do exactly the same in Edinburgh for Luton, and then Luton for Blackpool.
wow, well, this is action.
Action!
Because Ewan's floated the flop with King Jack and pinged the king on the turn, facing the donk lead from Tom. And this is a card you expect Ewan to bet here. Almost always. Don't think he's going to be checking this one behind. It's been checked over to him from Tom. Incorporates a check in here. He's got a big hand. He's not going to be going anywhere. About 3.2 from Ewan. I don't get involved with it. You're tech. Yeah, you're the technical. You're technical too.
On a pole, and you literally say it's moved, and I come over and I move it back.
You know when he says don't touch anything?
Yeah, I know.
Do I ever say don't touch it? Only when I mean.
Get off my chicken. Thank you very much. So then,
Are we back now? Well, yeah, we wanted to make sure the comms count.
they're
There we are. That's
perfect.
better.
Look at that. Look at that. We're back in the middle now. We're like,
There we are. We're all right
Renee
now.
and Renato. Oh, set of sevens. Yes.
A nice little pickup for
Yeah,
Newman.
moving his stack nicely up to 86,000. So would it be? So would it be Spanned X of the tournament? You're not wrong, Joe. You are not wrong. We have definitely got faces for radio.
Why do you think we do this job?
That's it.
The camera was only introduced this year.
We ain't no Cara and Nev. Oh, what about Greavesy as well?
Yeah.
That one, and how poignant was it that he died on the day that he played for the two clubs and they played each other? Tottenham, Chelsea. They played for Tottenham and Chelsea. Unbelievable. Seeing in Greavesy in the 80s, just the best television for football ever. So funny. So funny. It was so funny. Oh, what's happened?
That's great, Stack.
Brilliant. Well done. Watch it later. Absolutely. Get yourself back.
You too.
Yeah, St. and Greaves on a Saturday afternoon. One of the best clips I ever remember of St. and Greaves back in the day when they were allowed to do the pulling the balls out for the Rumbelows Cup or whatever it was in them days. So he puts his hand in the bag and starts pulling out. He starts pulling out all the you know, like the comedians do. He started pulling out the row of kites and flags and everything like that. I never got the balls, and looking down the back, couldn't do no balls in there. So funny. St. and Greavesy, one of the best television programmes ever. Always so good to watch them. Yeah. We used to have all the St. and Greavesy Christmas specials on VHS. Yeah. All the pundits these days have got a lot to thank them two for back in the day. And obviously he was the man that said, it's a funny old game. Which it was.
Tom here on the button. These three suited. Makes it 2.5. Jack 7 for Usman here. Here's a 2.5x open. So price a little bit worse than usual, and that is the reason that one's got into the muck, not faced with a min click on that occasion.
Yeah, John Chalice. Oh, Marlene. passed away as well. Sad times, sad times.
Queens before Robert playing 18 bigs. Would like to see him open this rather than shove.
Yes, indeed. I think he's got, looks like he's got more than 17 there, to be fair.
There's a lot of hundreds, because remember he won a lot of them hundreds off of
that's
Anthony.
true. Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, if he has only got 2 yellows, then yeah, that's about right.
Having a little look over at this stack size. It's all making cool with the threes and the small, and Thomas just going to defend this one. 8-7 off in the big blind.
9-5-6, how'd you like them apples?
What that is, and this is going to be a good night for Robert with this SPR and this many big blinds. He's just not going to get away from this.
No.
Robert.
He's thinking, how dry would you like a flop?
Yeah, he's going to come in for a continue, and he's dead to a chop now, Tower. Well, unless it comes running boat, and there's a lot of help for that, but better 4.6, and Thomas against Robert's stack size here. I don't think there's going to be any need to trap. Yes, we've got the stone cold nuts, but after Robert continues on this board, a lot of the time you think he's not folding, leaving himself 10k back, but there are some action killers on the turn for us which we need to be aware of. A 7 or an 8 can potentially kill our action, and 9 as well, maybe a bit dicey from the opponent's perspective. But a 4 clubs on the turn, that is for sure a good night for Robert. Back end of the day, he has to move all in. I know we can see he's drawing dead, and I'm telling him he's got to move all in. He has to move in. Can't do anything else but shove here. And if you got it, you got it. It's a line I like to use a lot. If you got it, you got it.
All in, snap call. Uh-oh. Just flopped it, son. Drawing, lead. Unlucky. So Rob heading towards the door late in the day. Rob Blameries. Or it could be Rob Blaemeyers. Look for Rob Blaemeyers, like that. Eliminated towards the end of level number 10 today. Last cognac, please, Michael. Yeah. Oh, you don't really need to ask for repeats of Only Fools and Horses, do you? Because they're just on UK Gold all the time. So funny. Last cognac, boy.
The best one was the poker scene when he raised him a grand and Del goes, I haven't got that much. He goes, well, you shouldn't play big boy games, Del boy. That's one old show that I do know, Tower, and love it a lot. Yeah, it's
absolutely just one of the best
yeah,
ever.
it's just
It never gets old.
Watch it any time, and it's
you still think David Jason's in his 50s?
Yeah.
It's 30 years ago.
Raised to 2.1 from Ewan. On the gun +2. Player's going to be tightening up back end of the day, trying to loosen it up a little bit. He's got an easy shove. He's only got one option here. There's the all in. There it is. 12 big blinds, and Ewan's just can't call with the ace-9. Even though we can see he's flipping, you can't call with that. Would I like to call after being shown the hand?
Absolutely. I've got a pair of aces and another pair of aces. That's 4 aces.
I never knew you were good at maths. Oh, what a scene.
The thing is, you watch it, you've watched it 100 times, and every single time you watch it, it still makes you laugh. It's one of them. It's great.
So guys, I'm going to say probably about 15-20 minutes left, and then that will be the end of our first day one here in Leeds.
We will gather chip counts.
Yeah, we will. We'll have a little roundup at the end of the day. See who's got through, see who's wearing the standings, any notables that are still in. I'm sure
11 seats and a bit of change in the satellite. That'll be going on for a few hours yet.
So Usman, I've really enjoyed watching Usman play Tower. He's played very well. He's picked his spots carefully. He hasn't just been weighted to like value. He's got lots of bluffs in there as well. Hasn't just been free betting nutted hands, been free betting as a bluff as well. It's been a nice watch. Been pretty impressed with his play. Seems like he's very calculated in his decisions. Definitely first time I've seen him in the tour, but could be one to look out for. Something that I like to see. Someone that I haven't seen before playing very good poker.
James Williams still in the building in the top right hand corner. Good to see him playing on the same table as Matt Bako. $127. Played day 1 here, 83 2 years ago. Last GUKPT here in Leeds. That's Baco's over. See all his chips on the other side of the table.
So Craig, ace-9 suited, 16 big blinds in the cut-off, in it goes. Not getting called by Anthony. Not getting called by Anthony.
No, definitely not getting called by Anthony. Whoa! What's happening here?
No
10-9?
way. Do you know what?
Tournament live?
I would have put a pint for everyone watching on that. They'd never ever put it in here, Tower.
Another one for the Jays. He's not calling.
What do you mean? He's got 10-9 off. It's a 16 big blind shove. Of course he's not calling.
No, exactly. Of course he calls. Another one.
And Ewan's got the best hand. He's fucking out.
Another tick. He's definitely not calling. No, he's not. Wrong.
Anyone watching would say the same thing, Tower. Now Ewan's actually in a spot here with Ace Jack. Ace Jack of clubs. The biggest shove is Anthony, who shoved for 25 big blinds, but with an ISO, he's just got 10-9 off. What is going on?
Ewan will be absolutely gobsmacked when he sees this when he folds.
I just like. When did you do it? How did you do that? You put the camera on. There we go.
So Ewan's folded and he can't believe it. Oh, did you make the call? No, he didn't. Oh my days.
I'm hoping we go to the flop and he hasn't got 10-9 off. I've just.
Well, I really hope he has. He's at the 10
Oh, he's
now.
hit the 10.
He's hit the 10. It's obvious he's into the 10. It's obvious.
He knows. He knew. He knew. He just knew what was coming.
It's obvious he's hitting the 10.
This is madness. Absolute madness. And you've got to love it. You have got to love it.
Lost one. My days.
There's only one ace left. And it's not coming. That is madness. How has he put it in there? What is going on? I can't believe it. Look at Ewan's face. He can't believe it.
Yes, Jackie would have lost as well. Oh, man. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, wow. Well, when we're talking to him on Sunday night.
Yeah, imagine if he wins. Oh. Show you what, Anthony Hughes is my new hero, Tower. I'm rooting for him on day 2.
I'd love to have the camera on Ewan's face when the 10-9 was turned over. Humphrey's notepad.
I feel sorry for the man in seat 7. Got it in so good. And he's out the door. This game in the live streets will never fail to amaze you. That's one thing I've learned over the years. It will never fail to amaze you. You always see something new that you're just like, wow.
On the outer table, Mas Bacon got eliminated.
I saw. And we've got action again here. But these two very deep, so it's not even going to get close to going in here. Usman with this particular hand may opt to 4-bet. I think more often than not, Thomas obviously looks like a capable player the way he's been playing. So if I'm Usman, probably going to come back for around 15k here, maybe a pinch bigger because we are out of position. But no, he's going to flat, incorporates it in. Obviously, we are very, very deep. He must have thought if we 4-bet and we get 5-bet, we're not liking our ace-king too much, and on this 6-4 deuce flop, Thomas going to be liking it a lot. Going to be coming in for a continuation bet, almost always here. Somewhere around 5-6k, I'd like to see.
Nice. And it.
So opts for 7. And Usman here with ace-king, going to call once. Obviously still ahead of like hands like ace-queen, ace-jack suited, maybe some ace-10 in there, because we have been fairly active as Usman. 8 of spades on the turn. So action back over to Thomas. Got to be wary though, Usman will have all the sets here in his range. He's going to peel them this deep. If he opens deuces, 4s, 6s or 8s, he's definitely going to be peeling the 3-bet. So they're definitely all out there, and I actually...
No more hands, says Dom. Four more hands, shouts Dom.
So button going to be finishing on Usman.
1 of 4.
Usman with pocket jacks. Oh, what's that?
Oh, that's pretty.
That's new.
That's PK.
Yeah, what's PK up to?
He's the only man that can do that. It couldn't be anybody else then. So this is 2 of 4. Fantastic day here in Leeds for GUKPT Day 1 here. More of the same tomorrow from 12:30 on the live stream. I hope you come and join us at some point. We're on to 2 of 4.
Yeah, Joe. It's 7-handed though, so it's I don't know. I do. That's what I'm saying. I definitely do. Maybe not full ring, but 7-handed. Obviously, ranges are going to be a little bit more loose. Effective low jack +1 in that situation.
Rolling Raffers nipping into the casino tomorrow. Yeah, please make yourself known to us. Even if you want to wear a name badge, you can do. We don't mind. We like to see that. You can always come for a quick chat. More than welcome. Hiya David, David Clark, evening. Just seen July dates for next year. Yes, they are set for next year. No schedule to be announced until the start of 2022. But the dates are set. We know it's a little bit later than it has been for the last 3 or 4 years, but Birmingham have the Commonwealth Games and there's quite a few events in the CBS Arena, which is why the dates are a little bit later, but it'll be worth waiting for. We cannot wait for it. The live 10th Goliath. Jack 7-8. Setting up for stroke. And now it's a 10.
Yeah, but the 9-8
Yeah.
has turned it straight. Usman hits this one.
Rob Sherwood. Three hands from the end.
About 35. Looks like from Usman after turning the straight, and Robert not going to be going anywhere. It's a 4-liner. We're blind on blind, but can't just instantly give Usman credit for a 9 hit. Going to be in a difficult river spot, faced with another bet.
This is going to be a check call in more spots.
It's a difficult one, Tower, from Robert's perspective at least. Obviously, Usman, if he does come out firing this river, basically repping a straight, like Jack X probably isn't going to go. There'll be some Jack X that check that flop for sure, but probably isn't then going to go bet on this run out when, as Robert completed the small called R raise, he's probably perceived to have more 9s here. So once Usman comes in for this bet, I think for value, especially this size, 12 into 14, he's now repping a straight or better. And that's why Robert will take his time with this one, because it's a hard decision. Like Jack X, you expect to bet the flop a lot unless it's a hand like Jack 10, Jack 9, and look, there's the call, and that's the reason for it. Just because once Usman goes that size, it basically becomes a straight or a boat. Never expect them to go with anything worse for that amount. So maybe looked a bit bluffy from his perspective.
2 to go.
2 hands left.
Now you got that. See that? That should look perfect out there.
I made 40 chips an hour.
Folding all the way around at Tommy in 6 feet. Penultimate hand. Rob is going to get active. 19,000. They'll probably play the next 2 hands and decide. And they're coming back with a full stack. Oh, we're on a nice double. Oh, an ace. So we have the chips to do it.
Yeah, still can't call tower. It's 19 big blinds. We've got ace deuce. Like it's one of them spots I always say you're never going to have your opponent in a dominated spot. You're either going to be dominated, drawing to 3 outs, or even up against a hand like he has now. You're either flipping or got 3 outs, basically most of the time, or you slightly got more than a flip, 55, 60%. Against hands like King, Queen, King, Jack, 8-9 suited, all those whole host of hands which are going to have like 2 in between cards to your hand, they're going to have that amount of equity, but it's one of them situations where you've just got to run it versus range, and versus range you're just never going to be in a good spot like equity wise. The best you're hoping for is a little bit more than the flip, and then you're going to be dominated when he shoves all his other ace-X, all his pocket pairs, drawing to 3 outs. And graphic change, 16 bigs now, but still nothing changes from what I'm saying. I know he's got all the chips. It's just around 13% of his stack. Yeah, so it's the right fold, it's the correct fold. I know we can see he's got the best hand, but versus the range that Rob's meant to be shoving from that position.
I'm guessing he's going to be doing exactly the same this hand. 18,500, nick the blind of the antes, get back up to 20,000, or 40,000 double up, or out the door. That's my predictions for the final hand.
Yeah, it's just down to opinion really. Some players will, some players won't. Just trying to relay what I do in certain spots. There's plenty of players in this field, a whole host above me at tournament poker, and I'm aware of that.
So the last hand of the day, and what a day it has been. Well, we've got the 3 options available now to Rob.
Well, if he's shoved the last one, he's going to shove this one, and he showed the last one. Why did he show the last one if he's going to shove this one? He's just going to get called so wide.
He's getting called now. Can I have a chip? Can I count, please?
Of course he is.
He's definitely getting called from Usman.
After he's just showed the 7-5 of diamonds, there's no way that Usman's ever going to pass it.
He makes a call. We're going to have action last hand of the session, last hand of the night. Rob Sherwood needs to, I said he's either going to double to 40, out the door, or he's just going to nick the blinds of the antes. And that's exactly what's just happened.
Nice touch from Usman. It seems like every person he's all in against, he spuds them,
He
says good
does,
luck.
doesn't he?
Yeah, says good luck.
So Rob Sherwood, does he get lucky on the last hand of the night, or do we lose one?
Well, that
We
looks
are
like going to lose one. Going to need some runners. Going to be dead on the turn more often than not.
Yep.
And there we have it,
That's
dead.
it.
And we're going to lose Rob Sherwood last hand of the day, and that is it from us here in Leeds for day 1A. Shall we see what's happening?
Right, let's have a look at
There we go.
these.
Got some chipped outs.
We've got 127 entries, 30 have made it through. You can slowly take your time right there looking at all the places. We'll pick out a few names that we're pleased to see, and some of the names that we know. Obviously Sean Johnston, top of the chip, 234,000. Now that is a stack.
Yeah, that is a stack.
But what about Jessica?
Yeah, go on, Jessica.
She was on our feature table.
Yeah.
She had about 15,000 chips.
It'd be lovely to see
What
her.
happened there?
One of the ladies have a deep run. I always like it when the girls do well. in
Gary
the
Wyatt,
tournament.
140, local lad to Leeds, doing very nicely indeed.
And speaking of ladies, Wendy Watson, 113k.
Go on the Wendy.
Wendy cashed the mini earlier this week, and she's back fighting in the main. Ben Teague, second in our National League up there. Dan Cholton, great player,
Yeah,
he's in the
Judge
mix
Dredd,
as well.
100k just under.
We had Ewan on our feature, we know about him. Elliot on his third bullet, managing to bag up. And short stack, you see down the bottom there, Tom Hall and Chris Maguire. They have bagged, but they are very short. That's going to be good news for everyone else in the field now. And them two
Like James Jagger doubled up as well. He was down to about 10,000, wasn't he?
But that is that from us here in the Leeds. Are we going to do it again tomorrow?
Sorry? Yeah,
we
go on
might
then.
as well. We might as
Go
well.
on then. You can watch it all, relive it all if you want to. Don't forget Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, everywhere on social media. We will be there. But that's the chip counts for tonight. 30 players making it through. We've had a decent day. Thanks to you guys, as always, in the chat box. You've been amazing, as always. We've had a good laugh. We've seen some fantastic poker. And we've got 30 making it through. Thanks very much for tuning in. We're back again tomorrow at 12:30. I'll see you then.
Yeah, see you then. Thanks, everyone.